Have you ever noticed that sometimes life feels like something you're just carrying all the time? And yet other times it feels like something that's carrying you. Life has definitely been giving me plenty of opportunities to think about that lately. And not as someone who has it all figured out, not as someone who's even mastered resilience, capacity, or transformation, but as someone who is actively living the questions. Many of you know I've been exploring something I call proactive grief. And although I realize that phrase can sound a little contradictory, because when most people hear the word grief, they think about loss, and grief certainly includes loss. But for me, just as important, proactive grief includes awareness. Awareness of what matters, awareness of where I feel connected, and awareness of where I don't. And awareness that may be asking for attention, healing, or renewal. These reflections aren't really about having answers. They're about paying attention. Paying attention to how I participate in my own life and paying attention to what helps me stay open. Paying attention to what pulls me away from myself. And perhaps some of you have noticed similar things in your own lives. Moments when you just feel fully present and deeply connected, and other moments when life feels heavy, more uncertain, harder to navigate. The circumstances may not even change, yet somehow the experience changes. See if you can relate, because some days I feel grounded, connected, and at home within myself, and then there are other days I feel so distracted, uncertain, overwhelmed, and just stretched beyond my freaking comfort zone. I'm human, just like you, just like we all are. And what I'm understanding more clearly is that the quality of life that flows through me reflects the quality of what I'm connected to. And when I feel connected, I listen differently, I create differently, I relate differently, I respond differently. And when I'm depleted or operating from survival, I notice that too, yet trying to notice it without judgment, just staying aware. For years, I've carried a phrase through my music that continues to teach me something about life: broken open. And over time, I've begun to realize that being broken open may not mean we're broken at all. Perhaps we've simply become disconnected from parts of ourselves, fragmented by fear, by loss, by the stories we've carried. And maybe part of healing isn't becoming someone new. Maybe it's reconnecting, returning to what has always been there beneath the noise, returning to the parts of ourselves that never truly disappeared, returning to the heart. I've started to wonder if resilience isn't something we force. Maybe resilience naturally emerges when we stay connected to what is alive, because aliveness creates movement, and aliveness creates possibility. Aliveness creates renewal, and perhaps resilience is one of its natural byproducts. And that doesn't mean life stops being challenging, and it doesn't mean uncertainty disappears. It doesn't mean grief even goes away. It simply means we continue to learn how to stay present with life while life is happening. One of the things I love most about these reflections is that they help me process in real time. I've always been someone who thinks out loud, and sometimes that's a gift. And sometimes the people around me, well, they might have a different opinion. But I've always learned through conversation, and I've always discovered meaning through questions. And these reflections have become part of that process. Not because I've arrived somewhere, but because, like I said before, I'm paying attention to the journey. And I don't see myself as someone standing in front of the path. I see myself walking it, not ahead of anyone, alongside anyone who finds themselves asking similar questions. And one thing that keeps revealing itself is that staying open, staying connected, And staying alive isn't a destination. It's a practice of returning again and again to what matters, to what is real, and to what is alive within us. So, wherever you find yourself today, simply consider this. What helps you stay connected? What helps you return to yourself? And what helps you to remain alive to your own life? Thank you for spending these few moments with me. Until next time, stay open, stay connected, and stay alive.